Afternoon, everyone. I hope the Easter weekend was good to you. Hope your portfolio did some work for you. Any some dividends, any some bonuses, and all that good stuff, guys. I'm just going to get stuck into the topic I wanted to chat to you about today. It's Monday. It's feel like some of you to be in a second Sunday, just with the bank holiday, depending if you're at work or not. So I hope this finds you well. But with it being Monday, and the date we're on now is the 22nd of April. We're pretty much on the kind of event horizon now for this phase two of the promotion. So most of you are, I'm saying most of you, me in particular, have been looking at the football index promotion, that they're running through the summer, and phase two was always the one that was going to be the one I would be able to exploit to the fullest in comparison to phase one. And I suspect a lot of you certainly will be in a similar position. You might be going for both, and if you are, even better, okay. But if you're not, or I suppose if you are, you might be able to, you will be able to take some of this information, I suspect. But with the promotion, it's obviously, as we've covered, it's on net buys, okay. So I've got a video, I'll put the link in the description below, what you need to know about the promotion that they've just done, or a reaction. I can't remember what I actually titled the video, but the link will be down below. It's on net buys, okay. So for me personally, if any deposits I'm going to be making between now and the end of April, I'm not looking to buy anyone, okay. I'm not looking really to be topping up and getting anyone, okay. Now that being said, I've made some moves with the fantasy football, and we'll be doing the fantasy football video tomorrow, okay. I also picked up a little who did I sell? I sold Kramaric, and I got some Falcao for the game on Sunday, so I thought he'll be playing and whatever as well. But I actually went fishing this weekend, and I had no reception while I was away. And by the time I'd got reception on Sunday night, I had a bit of Wi-Fi in the pub and different things, but it was very, very poor. But by the time I actually seen the PSG result and everything as well, it was kind of too late, and I'd kind of missed the boat in trying to sell Falcao if he went above the 25 pence mark. I don't know if he did. So we threw away like £1 on that, unfortunately, maybe a £1.20 maybe at the most or something. So we threw a wee bit of our Cranbridge profit away, which, well, it's not ideal, but hey ho. And with that money, I've basically just rolled it on to Ronaldo. The price he's at now is just really small, and with the Nations League coming up and the increased media, top five, he's always going to be amongst, I'm saying top five now, but certainly he's always going to be amongst top 10 throughout the whole summer. The guy is just always in the papers. He's on 100 points a day, and obviously they won the league at the weekend and whatever, but the guy's just always in the press. So anyway, I've bought a little bit of him, right? But now is the line in the sand. We're not buying anyone else other than for fantasy football, which we'll talk about that tomorrow. But for the main portfolio, which you can see is made up now of Tielemans, Hazard, Sterling, Jovanovic, Van Dijk, Douglas Luiz and Ronaldo. We're not going to be adding to this, okay? So if I'm able to get excess funds from my personal account, into my index between now and the end of April, I'm not going to be buying a single person. I'm just looking to stack that money up as much as I can. As I told you before, I'm actually looking to make a withdrawal, just for personal reasons. I need money, of about £1,000, and I'm looking to liquidate some of this stock here, in particular Hazard, Sterling and Van Dijk, okay. So personally, what I've done is I've made dates in the calendar where, because I need this money, I don't want to be withdrawing it in May or June when the promotion's on, because then it'll just take away any 5% bonus that I could be earning. So I need to sell them up sooner rather than later to make sure that I can then recoup some of that money within the next promotional period, phase two. Okay, so for me to do that, I've had to analyse the dates when they're playing. I've been watching their price keenly anyway, because they're three big profit cows for me now. They basically make up all my profit at the moment. Out of the £211, 145 plus 36 is 81 plus 16 is 197, so they make up such a huge chunk of my actual portfolio, number one, and my profit, number two. So I can't just sell them on the hop and I'll sell them today. I need to plan out specifically when they're going to be playing, when's the best time to sell, when are they likely to get the biggest high, what match days do I want to try and still squeeze a few dividends out of, and that type of thing as well. So then when I liquidate and withdraw, and I come into phase two, every deposit or any excess money that I'm able to accumulate between them and then is not going to interfere with that, okay? Because with the, as I said to you in the last video, I'll kind of touch on it quickly here, you don't want any random occurrences in your life when you need to withdraw money and kind of May or June, you might have a holiday booked already, you might be going abroad, or you could have birthdays, or your car's due an MOT, anything could be going on. You might know your work's quiet if you're self-employed, anything. So you really need to be smart, because the whole point of football index is, for me, number one, is keeping your money safe and keeping it away from the bookie with traditional betting. But number two, of course, is to try and earn you money. That's the name of the game, And with this 5% guarantee being on the table, if I told you right now, your portfolio in 2 months' time will you will bank 5% on it, into your balance. You will bank 5% on it in the next 2 months, guaranteed. That's there no matter what else happens. Then, let me scratch that, right? If I told you from the 1st of May, in the next 2 months, you will earn an additional dividend of 5% for everything that you buy and don't sell in that time period, you'd probably shake my hand and go, right, great, that's a brilliant deal, let's have it, and you'd go for it. So that's the way I'm looking at it, and I think that's the way you should certainly be looking at it as well, because it's a straight 5% on the table. Never mind any capital appreciation that will come any of your holdings ways, or any dividends that they'll earn from the Nations League and from any other media that's on between now and then. So it's that time, guys. Do not buy. We're in a position now where it's about accumulating capital, accumulating funds, and when you're watching players the way we are, and I'll go into some more detail in fantasy football, but using a calendar and really strategizing when fixtures are and potential high points that you want to be selling people at, you're equally trying to identify some low points where you might want to try and pick people up as well. So even though I'm trying to get all this stock liquidated for the first of May, I know there'll be a lot of people who will be sitting on money now as well on the 1st of May, that as soon as that date rocks in, they're going to just dump hundreds of money into the index and buy hundreds of holdings. So you need to be prepared for that as well. You will get some players that might shoot up on that day, and you might get some players that will drop off, equally, that they're just people who are liquidating them. They see other opportunities skyrocketing and they want to get on it, okay? So any holdings you do have, you need to really be strategizing every move, okay? So as much as I'm telling you, I'm going to be liquidating this stock because of X, Y, and Z reasons, okay? I'm not liquidating these guys to buy them back on the 1st of May. I'm liquidating them because I need to withdraw money. I need money into my personal account. But what I'm saying is, then going forward, any deposits I make, I want them to be in the best position possible. So if, for example, with the 1st of May rocks in, right, and let's just pull a random player, whoever is around here somewhere. Let's say I'm looking at Gareth Bale, right? I'm looking to pick up some Gareth Bale in my next deposit in this phase 2, right? The best time to buy Gareth Bale, because of fixtures or whatever, it might not be on the 1st of May, okay? Let's just have a quick look. Real Madrid's fixtures, 2 seconds, guys. I should have set this up, but I just thought I know the main topic I want to touch on, and I'll go through it however I get taken through it by myself. Real Madrid. Can you tell this video's not scripted, by the way? So fixtures, right? So where are we? Okay, cool, brilliant. So they've got a fixture on the 5th of May, right? So for example, when we get to the 1st of May, is his price on a down still, or is it starting to creep up? Because it might be starting to creep up because of the fixture but on the horizon, some stuff in the news. There's a lot of talk now of him going on loan or whatever, right? But there will be some games that will be taking place on like the 1st and 2nd of May that you want to be avoiding picking players up on that day, because they might have just a little bit of a match day boost, and you want to be, even though that 5% is guaranteed there for you on the table, you've got to bear in mind that you shouldn't really be looking to sell these people anytime soon. So with that in mind, you want to be buying them at the best position possible, for you to make the most out of that 2 month period where you've really got to close the back door on selling people in any manner, for the next 2 months when we're in phase 2, because it is a longer promotion. Even though the 5% is half of the 10% that's available on phase 1, it's on a longer period of time, okay? So I don't want any of yous to buy people just on the hop and just, buy him now. I really want you to take a big deep breath like I've been doing, and really strategizing, right? I'm going to be buying this person, I'm going to be buying that person. And I've used this Gareth Bale as an example because he's just right in front of me, right? He's not the best example. I've not actually got so far yet is to plan out my separate portfolio, i.e. what's not fantasy football. I've not planned on what I'm doing with this money. as of yet, I've had to put all my planning into the fantasy football side of things to make sure that that portion of my index, which is a very small percentage right now, but after I make this withdrawal, it's going to become a massive portion percentage wise of my portfolio, and I need to make sure that's sitting in the best place possible. So equally again, you might have some people in your portfolio like maybe a Douglas Luiz or a Jovanovic that you just put them to the back of your head, you never look at them, and you've bought them for the longer haul, and you put them to the side. But you might have some other guys who are heavily match day driven or heavily like Champions League driven or whatever, that you need to make a decision on when you're going to be moving them on. When are you going to, because it's all well and good me having Van Dijk sitting there, right, for £2.70, and it looks amazing, £145, right? But see if I never either A, put that money back into my account and enjoy it and use it and utilise it to whatever ends I deem necessary, or reinvest it into something else, then it's just a green number, it doesn't mean anything. It's like having a cash out on an accumulator that you're never going to cash out. It looks great, but until you put that money in your pocket, it's not yours. It's not. So you need to understand that as well. It is your money, guys, and you need to make sure that you're as careful with it as possible. This 5% in phase 2 is on the table for you. It's a guarantee. This is the way you should be thinking about it. It's a guaranteed dividend on everything that you buy but you don't sell, basically, is how you should be looking at it. And I can't say that enough. So please, guys, stop buying people. And I say that with a pinch of salt. You understand the point I'm making. Get yourself a line in the sand where you go, right, from now on I'm just depositing and I'm building money up so that everything I buy in May and June I can make 5% guaranteed on. You may be looking at somebody today. Let's have a look at who's increasing, right? And this is another one of the kind of things I wanted to look at, right? So let's say, who's a good one? I'm going to use Wan-Bissaka, right? So Wan-Bissaka has been on a gradual increase, okay, throughout the whole of this month, and obviously, really the whole, since turn of the year, really, he's been doing better and better and everything as well, right? He's been really steady, really solid, and if you put money into him, you're unlikely to get any big massive spikes because he doesn't do anything offensively. And Crystal Palace are not, they're not Atletico Madrid, they're not guaranteed clean sheets in any manner. They're possible certainly, but him winning those kind of dividends for you are slim to none. You're really hoping on transfers. That's all he's really built on, right? So because of that, yeah, he's got a great gradual increase, right? Now, let's say there's 5% guaranteed on the table, right, from this dividend, right, this summer promotion that they're putting on for us, right? If I buy him at the beginning of this, right, he's moved up 8%, right, in the last week or so, right? If, for example, and there'll be periods there where he's not moved a great deal, that 8% largely is made up from when he's went from, let's say, 194 up to 201, within the last day, within the last 24 hours, he's went up 3%. So otherwise, over a week period, he's only moved 5%. So don't worry about, I could have bought him at, 190, but now I'm buying him at 195, because that's, you're guaranteed that on the table anyway, but you're taking that time to see, what is he stagnating. They might even move back a pence or two. That's not impossible, because these big candlestick movements that you'll see here, like, they're also just little dots, but he's fluctuating between 190 and 189, and then this is a good one as well. He's at 192 to 195. He's kind of dotting between. So you might have looked at him when he was maybe, let's say here, 193, right, and think, oh crap, he's moving up, but just hanging on, sometimes you're getting little pences of movement if you're really keen on watching people. So you need to make sure, even though that 5% is on the table, you don't jump the gun thinking, oh, I'm going to miss out, because somebody to move more than 5% within, let's say, a week, let's say 3 days, and you miss out on, could I bought him at, that bragging price, I bought him at 190, I'm a hero, he's 201 already, I'm an amazing trader, and pat myself on the back. But the 5% is there already. So some people, if you look at the fixtures and you look at the way the season's panning out, there's a lot more to be gained by not buying somebody so quickly because you're worried about missing out on that bragging price. Because let's be straight, you buying somebody, let's say Wan-Bissaka, let's say by the 1st of May, right, he's £2.5. You buying Wan-Bissaka at £2.5 or £2.1, what is the difference really, to your life. It's 4 pence. How much money have you put into him? If you've not put £20,000 into him, then it's irrelevant. You know, you're talking about literally like 40 pence of a difference for most holds. Maybe £4 if you buy 100 of them. Maybe £12 if you buy 300 of them, right? But even at that, if you're £12 down because you've bought 300 of them, that's not even 5%. You know, 5% would be 10 pence, you know. So you're only missing out on 2% because of what index are giving you back anyway. And even if it does move the full hog 5%, I say you still got that backbone of, or that fallback that the index are going to give you back 5% anyway. So the potential downside to holding off and biding your time as soon as we hit the 1st of May is limited, as long as you've got cash ready to be deployed onto somebody who you've targeted for the summer months or for next season, depending on how long we're talking here. But that 5%, guys, so valuable. It's on the table. I can't stress it enough. It could really give some of these, or all of these, an amazing springboard to have an amazing 19-20 season, you know, because a free 5% that you can then utilise in any way you want, withdraw it, you know, put it on somebody, a prospect or somebody who you've always just thought, oh, he's too expensive, there's no point in me depositing money to have him. But then when you get a free 5%, you're like, well, do you know what, I've got a free, you know, it could be 80 quid, it could be 500 quid, you know, it could be anything up to £2,000, you know. That free 5%, you might just go, do you know what, I'm just going to put it all on Mbappe and then just forget about it. It's not my money and it's just going to earn me what it earns me, you know. So it's an amazing springboard. I'm just using Mbappe as an example, you know, somebody who you know, could be Kimmich, could be Messi, you know, somebody who you know is guaranteed to earn you some match day bonuses over the course of a season as of next year, if that makes sense. Okay, so have a good one, guys. I'll catch you tomorrow for fantasy football, and I've got some other topics lined up, okay? But I just really want to say you should really be looking at today now, line in the sand, stop buying players and start forward projecting, start forward planning who you're going to buy and when, okay? Cool. Have a good one, guys. Comment, like, share, subscribe, retweet, all that good stuff, guys. Stay out of trouble, and I'll chat to you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.